Marvel Legends X-Men Collection Tour. This display covers the X-Men's history from left to right, starting with the original 5 hidden away in the back here. Then heading to the front, we have a loose recreation of the giant-size X-Men cover, with the beginnings of an Outback era next to them. Storm and Callisto aren't quite accurate there, but they look cool. Then back up to the top, we got Alpha Flight, because you know what? Alpha Flight is an X-Men team. Up next is a bunch of Dark Phoenix Saga related figures, with Mojo and Spiral hanging out beside them because that's where I had space. Here's the beginning of my Marauders, I hope they make more of that team, and the beginnings of X-Factor facing off against Apocalypse and his horsemen. I made this big X out of insulation foam to recreate that cover and to give the Reavers something to do. And then Sauron's hanging out because that's where I had space. When Rachel Summers comes out, I'll fully make that cover. And then a break in my timeline because I wanted this House of X Powers of X display to be the centerpiece of the X-Men collection. Any X character I have an extra of or have no place for ends up here. I was a big fan of the Krakoan era, so I even made a little Krakoan gate here for Professor X and Magneto. Back into my timeline with everything 90s, starting with the training uniform team, and then I have the blue and gold teams in a loose recreation of X-Men #1, facing off against Magneto. Up in the back, I have the secondary 90s teams with X-Factor and X-Force. And then back in the front, I have a bunch of X-Men baddies facing off, making a loose Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. Then I've got Maverick hanging out here, waiting for Team X, Wolvie, and Sabretooth. And then a bunch of Age of Apocalypse. I'll get that AOA Gambit, and I would like an AOA Storm, but then after that, I think I'm done with Age of Apocalypse. Then we have the mid-2000s to 2010s with X-Factor Investigations, most of which are customs I made. And then up top, I have both versions of Wolverine's X-Force, with Cyclops' Revolution team next to them with an inaccurate Magneto, and then the Utopia-era New Mutants, in front of which are the Utopia-era X-Men, with Vulcan and Bastion just hanging out. And finally, I have all my Gwenpools here, along with all my Deadpools. Deadpool was my favorite superhero growing up, so this is my shrine to him. Thanks Marvelous Characters Movies for this video request, and don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe.